Hello everyone, good afternoon. So I'm Rucha Mahabal. I think Parth already introduced me, so I won't uh, spend more time on it. So I'm here to talk about all the things uh, that have been going on in Frappe Studio. So this time we'll create a point of sale POS app in Studio. So I'll be demonstrating that now. This is a small mock-up of what it will be. So there would be two pages. One is the invoices list, and the other is our POS page with a split pane. So on the left side, you have all the items in ERP Next. Search your items, and on the right side, you enter the customer name, do the billing, totals, and checkout, and a POS invoice will be created. So let's start. So we create a new app, give a title and some route for our app, so point of sale. And we'll start by building a simple list view for invoices. So I'll start with a container, adjust layouts here. I'll drop a sidebar for navigation. We'll have one more container on the right-hand side. We'll have a header. And one more to house our list view for invoices. We'll add some padding to that. We'll drop a list view. So in the header, we already have a side navigation menu, so we'll just have the title here. And so now let's configure each of these individual components, right? So there is the sidebar. So in the sidebar, I'll have two navigation items. One is the point of sale page, and other is the invoices list. And for the list view, we'll have to connect data from the backend. So we'll add a data source for invoices. We'll select the document type, which is invoice, and all the fields we need. We'll select all here. And we don't have formatter functions for our amount field here, so we can transform the data to format the list view. So this is how our data sources panel looks. You can go and explore the data on the panel. And then we'll connect the list view. So we'll have all the columns required, like customer, quantity, amount, and we'll just connect the data with invoices.data. And we'll have our list ready for POS invoice. So now our next page is, at least some parts of it are going to be similar, right? Like we'll still have a sidebar, so we'll just duplicate a page, the same page for this, and we can configure the page title and route for each page here. So I'll call this point of sale, and this is supposed to be our home page. So we'll switch the app home here. And we'll remove the things we don't require. So header will change to point of sale. And we don't need the list view. We'll be building the point of sale page over here. So as I said, we have two panes here, right? So we'll have a split view. We'll add containers to that so that it spans the entire height. And these are the slots of left and right side of the container where you can drop in more components. So I'm just adjusting the styles for it to span the entire height. So we created a split view. Now we ran out of primitive components here, like we had list view, we had buttons, text blocks, so we can build our own layouts. So the item card that will show up for each item, I can start by drawing it here. I'll put an image view, make it flex, adjust the styles, add the text blocks for the item name, adjust height to and width to fit the content within the card. And we'll add some padding, also some border color for our card. We need two text blocks here. One is for the item name, other is for the price. So we have all these options of font sizes, font weight coming from Frappe UI, espresso, theme variables. So the first one will be for item name and the second one will be for the price. And price is usually bolder than the name for your POS item. So yeah, and we'll adjust the container to be center aligned. And we can also add tailwind classes on the fly on the any layout. So we'll make the background white, add a cursor pointer to give, and some feedback when you hover on a card, right? You want to change the surface, the background to gray to give user feedback. So this is just one card. Like you won't create, how many items you have, you won't create that many cards. So we can create repeating layouts connected with data using repeater. So for that first, so for this card, we'll create a repeater. For that, we need a data source. So I'll pull items from the backend, and I'll select item code, name, description, image, and the rate. And I'll add the new data source here. So my items are pulled in. I can right-click on this and say repeat block, and I can connect it to the data that we just fetched. So this will be items.data. So it created the repeating components. Now we want to wire each of the sub components, right? So all image views. So this is, imagine this like a for loop. It's a repeater. So every item can be accessed using data item. So I can say data item.image. So we have all the images for our items. Similarly for the name. And finally the price. So it's editing all the components in the repeater together. And we'll also add a rupee symbol for formatting. Currently it's static. I didn't build a formatter function here. So the next thing is we have the items on the left-hand side, and right-hand side, whenever we click on an item, we want to populate the billing items. So for that, we need variables and scripts. So this is our container, and what I can do is I won't create the layout again. I can copy paste anything from any other page. So I have a pre-created layout over here for the list. So I'll add a variable for billing items, which will show up on the right-hand side. It's an object type variable with initial value as an empty array. And now, whenever you click on a container, we have to push that item into that item list. So you can attach a script to this. So if it's not there, we push it. If it's there, we increase the quantity of an existing item in the billing list. And then again, this is a list again, right? So we are going to need a repeater here again. So all the other things are already wired, like description, the name, and price. I'll again repeat this block. This time, instead of connecting it to a backend data source, I'm connecting it to billing items, which is our variable we just added. And my data key, unique key, is item code. I can add some empty state message for my repeater here. And I publish, so this is how it works. So we still see quantity 0 because we have not wired the quantity bit yet. Yeah. So the next thing we do is the increment decrement buttons for each card, right? So when you click on any minus button, you want to decrement the quantity for that item from the billing items. And when you do plus, and if you are like if there was just one item, just remove it from the list. And if it's increasing, you just increase the quantity there. So I have wired those scripts. And this is how it looks with the wired script. So again, like adding items, I have the quantity coming over there. Now I can use the buttons to increase, decrease, remove items. So that also you just set on one set of items and the repeater takes care of all the recurring instances of that. Now what we have is the billing list. Now I want to calculate the total. So I have to watch for changes in the billing list. So I kind of subscribe to the billing items array. And I see whenever it's changing, I want to keep updating the total, right? For calculating totals, we can add watchers. So, sorry. I have these two variables added for total quantity and amount, which are wired with these text blocks below, where the total will be shown. And then I can go to the code tab and add a watcher on some source. So here it's billing items, and I add a script to, so whenever it changes, I'm recalculating the quantity and amount. Amount is rate into quantity, and I set it in my variables. So I have my watcher on billing items. So now you can see I add these things. My total quantity and amount below are changing as I and other thing we can build is item search, right? Because you won't have just 8 items there. So for that, we can drop a text input field here. I'll make it full width. And components give you a way to customize them. So for example, here I want to add a prefix icon for searching. I'll first change the placeholder to search, and I can see all the available slots over here. So I can select prefix, and I see a search icon prefixed into the text input. Now I declare a variable for search text. So I have to keep a track of whatever the user is entering. And I sync that variable to my text input. So whenever the user starts typing, it will get synced with that variable. And I'll add one more variable for getting me the filtered items list. So this is again an object type with empty list array. I'll add one more watcher. So now I want to watch the search text. Whenever the search text is changing, I want to, this is a simple dumb search, like you just check whatever item names match that. And I also don't want it to be lazy. I want to run it immediately so that my list is not empty at first. So I'll have to change the wiring for my repeater here. I'll have to tell it to look up items list first based on user's search input and fall back to my backend data. So I start searching, and we'll fix the grid also. And then finally, all the things are working. At the end, you want to post an invoice in the backend. So invoice creation, for that, we have a checkout button. Uh, and we have also added a customer name field on top for walk-in customers. So I can wire the click event to insert a document. I can select the document. It will automap variables of same names with the fields that you have in the backend. Other variables you can map explicitly. And I can add the success and error messages that will show up when this invoice gets successfully submitted or fails. So now my grid is fixed. I add all the items I need. And I enter the customer name. I can remove, change, tweak this. And then I hit checkout and I get invoice submitted, toast. So I can go and check in my backend, the invoice got created with all the data. I can just go to my invoices list and also check. Pardon, it should have been descending. So this was the whole demo of a simple POS page. It's not like fully functional POS, but at least whatever you see on the screen works. So with that, like the demo comes to an end here. I just want to say that I would like to acknowledge that we always build on top of others' work. So all the primitive things with canvas and style, utils, and all of that comes from Frappe Builder. So thanks to Suraj Shetty because of that I could extract a lot of components. And secondly, Frappe UI, Faris started Frappe UI, and since then many developers have been contributing to it. Sharik, Saqib, Ritvik, Jannat, Gurshin, Hussain, Suraj, everyone, Arjun. So all the primitive components that you see which are being dropped on the canvas come from all these amazing engineers, so we can give a clap for them. So this is not it. I'm going to make Studio open source today. Okay, I think it's taking some time to. Yeah, so having said that, this is like really in an experimental stage still. Like there are a lot of things coming in, being experimented. So it's in an early development stage. You can give it a try, but I wouldn't recommend production use immediately, but we'll roll out a stable release eventually. Yeah, that's it. That was my talk. Thank you.